In a small, greasy booth at a Denny's diner in 1993, three engineers sat over coffee. They weren't there for the breakfast specials, they were there to plan a revolution. At the center of the table was Jensen Huang, a man who would go from scrubbing toilets in a reform school to becoming the godfather of AI. Today, his company, NVIDIA, is more valuable than Amazon, Google, or Meta. But his path to a $100 billion net worth wasn't a straight line. It was a series of bet-the-company gambles that almost ended in total ruin. This is the story of how Jensen Huang became the richest man in tech by seeing a future that no one else believed in. Jensen Huang's story doesn't start in a Silicon Valley garage. It starts in Taiwan and later a difficult childhood in the United States. Sent to a reform-style boarding school in Kentucky, Jensen was tasked with the job no one wanted: cleaning the boys' bathrooms. He didn't complain. He cleaned them until they shone. By 15, he was working as a dishwasher at Denny's. Jensen often credits this time for his work ethic. He wasn't just washing plates, he was learning how to be efficient under pressure. He eventually fought his way into Oregon State and then Stanford, landing jobs at LSI Logic and AMD. But Jensen didn't want to work for a giant. He wanted to build the heart of the next generation of computing. On his 30th birthday, he left his stable job to start NVIDIA. NVIDIA's early years were a nightmare. Their first product, the NV1, was a commercial flop. It was technically impressive but ignored the industry standards of the time. By 1996, Jensen had to lay off half his staff. He was weeks away from bankruptcy. This is where the legendary 30-day rule was born. Jensen told his remaining employees that NVIDIA was always 30 days from going out of business. This wasn't a threat. It was a call to arms. They pivoted. They abandoned their old tech and focused on a new chip, the Revo 128. It was a massive gamble. If it failed, the lights went out. It didn't fail. It sold 1 million units in 4 months, and NVIDIA was back in the game. By the late 90s, the graphics card was just a toy for gamers. But Jensen saw more. In 1999, he released the GeForce 256. He didn't call it a card. He coined a new term: the GPU, or Graphics Processing Unit. While the CPU, the brain of the computer, was good at doing one complex task at a time, Jensen's GPU was designed to do thousands of simple tasks simultaneously. This parallel processing made video games look like movies. It also turned NVIDIA into a household name for every teenager on the planet. But Jensen's wealth didn't come from just gaming. In 2006, Jensen made a move that Wall Street thought was insane. He invested billions into a software platform called CUDA. CUDA allowed the GPU to do things other than graphics, like medical imaging, weather forecasting, and complex physics. For almost a decade, NVIDIA spent massive amounts of money on CUDA, but nobody was using it. The stock price stagnated. Investors begged him to stop. But Jensen was building a digital highway before the cars were even invented. That spark arrived in 2012. Researchers discovered that Jensen's GPUs weren't just good for games. They were the perfect engine for artificial intelligence. When the AI boom hit with ChatGPT and generative AI, NVIDIA was the only company with the shovels for the gold rush. Today, companies like Microsoft and Tesla aren't just customers. They are desperate for his chips. Jensen Huang didn't get rich by following a trend. He got rich by being the only person who spent 20 years preparing for a future that hadn't arrived yet. He remains the CEO in the leather jacket, still operating with the 30-day mindset, proving that the most successful people aren't the ones who avoid risk, but the ones who manage it better than anyone else. Jensen Huang's story proves that overnight success usually takes 30 years of hard work and calculated risks. If you found his journey from dishwasher to CEO inspiring, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We deep dive into the world's most successful founders every week. What do you think? Is Jensen the greatest CEO of our generation? Or was he just in the right place at the right time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.